Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Demon Reads. And today we're going to talk about the next book in the installment that I've been reading with the Reckless. This is technically book number 3. It's called Destroy All Monsters, a Reckless book. It technically is book number 3. And like I said, I don't know where they take place, like if they take place before the first one or the second one and things like that. But I did figure out in this one that it's actually Ethan Reckless telling a story. So like he's pretty much typewriting it out, right? So anyway, the third book in the series, a Reckless book, Destroy All Monsters, by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and I do believe that the colors are by Jacob Phillips as well. This book by Image Comics, and I don't know if a lot of people actually kind of care about this or not, but this is one thing I've seen other reviews do, so we're just going to go ahead and do it real quick. But the eye is actually pretty good, actually. There's no eye in it, but it's sewn binding, as you guys can see here. And it's not actually glued, and it sticks pretty well. So this is actually a good book. I'm not going to lie, this one kind of got me in the feels a little bit. What I mean by that is it kind of got me like in the throat a little bit. And that's just because I know the two main characters that it talks about, and this is mainly about one of the characters. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Let's crack it open and kind of flip through the pages, and I'll talk about the plot of the story. I'll try not to give away spoilers, but if I do, I apologize. But let's talk about this book, Destroy All Monsters. Alright guys, so this book, just like the first two books, takes place again where when you first read the first chapter of it, it's something's going on in Ethan's life, and it's kind of like a hard one. This one is his movie theater is being burnt down, and he thinks Anna is in there, which she is, because technically there's some part in the end of or towards the end of the story where she technically is in there. But yeah, this takes place right where he is pretty much running into his theater / home, and it's on fire, and he's trying to find Anna. This story is mostly based around Anna, which is awesome, because the first one you kind of meet her, and the second book you meet her still, but she's kind of like the assistant. This one actually tells the story of how they met, when they met, why she's here and working for him. And it takes place where, I mean, I guess you could say the story of it is, he's talking about how he's, you know, she pretty much is always there working for him. And obviously she's a female, so she starts dating, and she gets mad at him because of something he says about one of her boyfriends. So she stops coming around and helping. And he's trying to do something nice for her birthday, right? And he goes to the party. He gives her the birthday present, but she's still not really feeling it, right? Like she's still upset with the conversation they had about the boyfriend, and him telling her that her boyfriend can't come to the movie theater anymore. So that's why they're upset with each other, right? So then, because she's not coming around, he takes up a fixing case, and he goes and talks to the person, and a whole bunch of things happen, and he kind of asks her for help, and she agrees to it. And while they're helping each other, they finish up something happens with the plot of that case, and it comes to an end, right? The main villain of it is named Runyon, and they figure out things about him. But there's a big twist about the main villain in this story, Runyon, at the end, that she discovers, and it comes into play. And this is just such a great story. I mean, in a nutshell, before I keep flipping forward, the main characters that you really need to worry about is these three: Ethan Reckless, Anna, and the main bad guy, Runyon. And that's about it. Like, the story was freaking amazing. At the end of it, like, he's kind of spiraling out a little bit because she moved and she's not living, helping him that much anymore. So he's kind of spiraling out a little bit. And the reason this got me so in the feels, because it finally tells the backstory of Anna, why she's working with him, why she's always there. And it's just such an amazing story where I'm just like, wow, you actually got interest, or it kind of pulled you in now. Like, in the first two books, Anna was kind of like a nobody. She was just an assistant. Now she's like a main character. So now, with what happens in this story, you kind of start in the feels like when she moves to go live with her boyfriend, and you start seeing Ethan reckless break down. It starts getting to you, and I'm just like, oh my god! Like this is like I've been invested in these two characters for two stories now, and this one's the one that really brought me in, and it was just an amazing story. Amazing story. A few things. This is the guy that is asking for help. He's actually up in politics. But I'm just kind of flipping through this so you guys can see the beautiful art, again, done by Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and Jacob Phillips. But I do need to be careful because there's a little bit. I know in the first two books there was slight nudity. In this one, there's a little bit more than just slight. So I'm trying to not flip to those pages. But overall, this was an amazing story. An amazing story with crooked cops. Racial things. It has to do, this story actually has to do with like racial things going on in LA back in the day, which was very interesting as well. One thing that I will say is I did not see kind of like a nod to the next book or anything like that. I was looking very carefully at all the panels and I didn't see like the name of the next book, so that's unfortunate. But this was a great story. I thoroughly enjoyed it very, very much. There's some blackmail going on through here. And Anna actually is the one that blackmails this guy, which is actually kind of interesting. I can't flip to that one. There we go. Again, I don't understand why YouTube is like this. I mean, it's just a book. It's not like, some crazy, hub thing that you look at. But they're completely fine with me showing, graphic, violence. But if you show a little bit of nipple, nope, all bad. I don't understand that. Anyway, this is a meeting that they're having with the guy that we're helping and why he's doing what he's doing, because there was a plan on how to bring down the main villain, and this guy is just not liking that plan. He wants to do it his own way, even though he agreed to do it Ethan's way. But overall, like I said, this was a great freaking story. I thoroughly enjoyed this story very much. It got me in the feels a little bit, and it kind of changed my mind a little bit about the whole you know how I said like in my previous video that I was giving the books together like a rating of 6. This one might have brought it up some. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll talk about it towards the end when I'm discussing it. But here, let me flip through some more pages here so you guys can get some more of this beautiful art. Yeah, this is when he's kind of spiraling out of control a little bit, just doing a lot of substances that he shouldn't be doing, being locked in his theater, just watching movies by himself. And yeah, it, like I said, I think the reason why this one pulled me in, because we've all been there, right? We've all spiraled down, been depressed because things are going your way, people are moving away, people are gone out of your life. It really just gets to you really bad. And I think that's the reason why this one kind of drew me in more than the other two. Don't get me wrong, the other two stories were great, but I just liked how they brought in Anna's story a lot more and why she's actually there. So yeah, like I said, I can show like this kind of graphic violence in it, but I can't show any type of nudity. And yeah, that's pretty much the story of it. Is in a nutshell, she's pissed at Anna's pissed at Ethan. He's trying his best to make things right. He asked for her help. She moves away. Something happens at their building, and he pretty much, figures out what happens with the main bad guy, Runyon, and there's a big twist at the end with that guy, and he pretty much saves the day, like the first two books. Not a great ending to it, because somebody gets what they've always wanted and somebody doesn't. I don't want to give that away for the people that want to read it, so that's pretty much the story in the nutshell. I mean, other things happen in it. Like I said, there's a little bit of blackmailing, some racial stuff is going on in there. He's still fixing people's problems here and there, but the main story is him helping a political guy that turns from bad to worse, and his relationship with Anna. That's the main story of this one, and I really enjoyed it. At the end of the book, again, oh, I think it's right there. Okay. This is how you find out that he's actually writing the whole story about these reckless books. He's pretty much just sitting there writing, which is awesome. But anyway, like I said, the end of the book, it shows you the next installment, The Ghost in You, which I have, and I'm going to read after this one. I'm probably going to start either tomorrow or the next day. And I kind of, from what I was reading in this one, I'm going to be really sad in this one. I know it. And I'm just, I don't know how I'm going to do that review without giving spoilers away. So, but anyway, here's the, like I said, I went over these in my first video. I didn't even go over them in the second, but in case you guys missed it, I've read all the criminal books, all the Fatale. I haven't read Kill or Be Killed yet. I ordered it like a week ago and it still hasn't been here. In-stock trades take so long to ship books out. If you order stuff from Amazon, it gets here in 1 or 2 days. Cheap graphic novels also ship out pretty quickly, but in-stock trades takes forever to ship out your shipment. Like, I placed the order a week ago and it still hasn't shipped yet. Like, I haven't got an email saying it's shipped yet. But anyway, the Fade Out. Out of these three and this Reckless series that I'm reading so far, I will tell you this: the Fade Out is up there on top tier. Right after Fade Out, I'm gonna put Reckless right here, right below it. I'm ranking them, and then the Criminal series, and then the Fatale series. I really like this book, but there were some plot holes that I didn't really like, so this one's gonna be a reread for me, and we'll see what happens. And like I said, I haven't read Kill or Be Killed yet, so I can't really rank that one. The next page after that, oh, I'm sorry, there's a few other ones over here. The more criminal ones like I read. These ones, these two, if you have the deluxe of Criminal 1, 2, and 3, these stories are actually in there. So you can buy them separately, but they're in there. This is actually another one of from the Criminal universe, but it doesn't say anything about it. And I wanted to pick it up, but I don't know if I want to pick it up considering it's a small continuation when you already read the whole entire series, right? Pulp, I want to pick up, but I'm still having doubts on if I want to read it or not, because it's kind of like not what I'm used to reading with like the crime noir type of thing. Anyway, these are the first two books, Reckless and Friend of the Devil, which I've read and done reviews on them. This one was a pretty good one, but like I said, this one, it just didn't drive me in whatsoever. If they took this book out, I kind of actually feel like it's, now that I read this one, it's cool that they introduce Ethan and Anna and random characters. Ethan and Anna again, random characters. Now that you know who Ethan and Anna are, this one really pulls you in. You're like, oof. Like I said, it hits you in the feels. And then some biographies of, I'm guessing, Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, and his son Jacob Phillips. And that's pretty much the end of the book, yeah. So next, I guess let's do the what I'm ranking this, when I'm giving it as a rating. All right, guys, there you go. I hope I didn't give any spoilers. If I did, I apologize. I'm trying to keep the big twist at the end, for everybody to read, because this one did have some nice twist. Not with the main characters, but with the villain and what happens. But with this book now, like, this one's going to be hard, because I know for a fact that I gave the first Ethan Reckless book a 7. And then I give the other one a 6. And then with both of those, I gave an overall, with the actual universe of books, a 6. And I pretty much to the point where I didn't want to keep them, right? This one, though, it's hard because I'm not going to just be able to keep this one book and not the other ones. But I do give this rating an 8. Definitely an 8. The art is fantastic. The story, even though, this is why I'm giving it an 8, not a 9 or a 10, because it's very similar to the very first one and the second one. So it's kind of like going through the same motion again. You see what's happening towards him, and then it cuts back to earlier, and then goes to that that place again. So I'm not a big fan of that, considering it's the third book. I kind of cracked open the second book to kind of, what is it called? Relax the spine a little bit. And it looks like it's doing the same thing. But because the story in this is amazing, that's why I'm giving it an 8. And my overall rating of the whole story so far, it's going to go from a 6 up to a 7. I'm still not thinking about keeping them, because this one book alone is not going to be enough for me to be like, I'm keeping the entire 5 books, right? So that's what I'm thinking so far. So far, the 5 books in total, I'm giving it a 7. This book, I'm giving it an 8, because it was great. If this was a standalone book by itself and you didn't have to read like the first couple books to know who this Ethan Reckless guy was or Anna, and this was just a standalone, and they made it a little bit thicker and a little bit more story, I would definitely keep this book. So for now, I'm giving this an 8, but I'm still gonna get rid of it. You know, I don't want to break up the collection when I end up selling it. So the collection, I'm giving it a 7 so far. So that's a sell. And just kind of, you know, go back on doing a recount of this. This is Destroy All Monsters, a Reckless book by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and colors by Jacob Phillips, and published by Image Comics and sewn binding. So that's my rating for this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys read this book and the first 3. Let me know if you guys read the entire series. Hopefully you guys don't spoil it, because I still have the 2 more to read. And if you guys can give me some more recommendations, I'm really loving this like crime noir type of thing, like back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. There was this one book I was going to pick up called Bitter Root. It's like a crime, like I don't even know how to say it without kind of sounding race. Like the main characters are black, right? Because I need to put more ethnicity into my reading thing, right? And so I was going to pick that one up, but when they started talking about the KKK, and it's talking about ghosts being like monsters, I was like, I don't want to get into it. Like, I want to get into a book that's well grounded. There's no, you know, cosmic entities, witches, things like that. Like, no, I want to stick with this. Like, if I'm gonna read Harrow County, I know I'm gonna be reading some witches, goblins, and things like that. So yeah, that one just didn't do it for me. Another one like that was going to be Moonshine. I wanted to pick up Moonshine, but then when I started, you know, doing a little bit of reviews with it, not doing, but looking at reviews, what I was talking about, he turns into a werewolf. I'm like, oh, come on, you know? So yeah, if you guys want to recommend some books for me to read, I'm all for it. Like, I don't mind it, as long as they're not like cosmic space stuff, because I won't read them. I definitely won't. I said this in my previous videos. I tried reading some of them. I tried reading, what's it called? Black Science? It's like a space book. I couldn't get into it. I stopped. I tried reading Descender, and I just couldn't do it. Not for me. So if you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments. And if you guys haven't done so, go back and check out my previous videos. I hope you guys enjoy them. And please subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I know this is for me, but I just want other people to be able to view these reviews so they can make a decision on if they want to pick the book up or not. I know there's a lot of reviews out there with books, but I know some of them are kind of hit and miss on whether people do them or not. And I haven't seen a review of this book, so you know, if I can be that one person where it, you know, gives a person the decision to make up their mind and be helpful, I'm all for it. So like I said, if you guys haven't done so, please subscribe, leave a like, you know, smash that like button, and you know, leave a comment. Let me know if you guys enjoy this book, and give me some more I guess recommendations on what you guys want to see next. That being said, we'll see you on the next one.